the serpent in the garden of Adam and Eve. All right. He was a what you call a reason. Wanted to reason. Okay. He was deceiving. That's the so-called white man. All right. For want and famine, they were solitary. They were gone. All right. Fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste. Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. So they would cut up mallows by bushes and eat roots for food. Here's the point. They were driven forth from among men. They, being the other men, cried after them as after a thief. So that's just like when you see these so-called American troops in these other countries. Okay? They always Yankee go home. Yankee go home. They don't want to in their land, but you go there anyway. Because what are you going there for? You're going there to steal. You're going there to rob, steal, kill, rape, and then leave your doctrine, your philosophy there with the people. Okay? And anybody who oppose you, you try to kill. All right? You try to silence them out. But here's your real history. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. You were cavemen, casted out from among the original nations that the Most High created. All right, from the upright, from the correct men. All right, whom at that time was the Israelites. Okay, you were driven forth from among them. All right, and from any other nation that had any kind of common sense. All right, they drove you out. They didn't want to be around you. But you went and stole daughters, or you went to battle against them and took women from them and tried to get rid of that white skin. So you tried to have children with these other dark-skinned nations, but the Most High kept that curse on your ass. And it's on your ass to this day. All right? Get another scripture, Psalms 58:3. For those of you talking about the so-called white man, some of them are good, man. Hey, you teach that devilish doctrine all day. Yeah, because the only good devil is a dead devil. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. That's right. So as soon as these so-called white people are born, man, a lot of them on this side are born into wealthy families. So they really think that they're upright. They really think that they're civilized beings. Okay, but you can look at their flesh and just, you look at their flesh and tell that they're not civilized beings, man. Okay? Their flesh, that blood that's showing through their pale skin, that blood that's showing through their pale skin, that lets you know that they're not civilized. That's like if you in the animal world and you see certain animals with certain distinct colors, you know that they're poison. It's the same thing with the so-called white man. You see that pale skin with that red blood showing. That means that he's poison. All right? Get another scripture. All right? But you have you so-called Negroes, especially you Latin tribes, man. You love the so-called fucking white man, man. You fucking, he went down there and kicked ass, and I saw the documentary on Panama, man. We went down there and kicked their ass in Panama, man. Kicked utter ass. And then the Panamanian women fucking having babies with these fucking Edomites, man. They came and murdered their brothers and fathers. That shows you that the so-called women have no respect for you, Jakes, man. That should definitely show you. Ooh, this boy hot. Alright. And here's another fort. Okay, this is probably I'm not gonna zoom in and out on it, okay? But the name of the title on here is Elmina Castle and Neighboring Village, Gold Coast, 1731 through 1732. Right, the source is Robert Durand, Journal de Bord on Niagara, 1731-1732, Benaki, Rare Book and Manuscript Library, Yale University. Alright, volume 7, page 38. Okay, comments. Okay, Durand sailed on a French slaving vessel when he visited the West African coast. He writes that Elmina is undoubtedly the most handsome and strongest fort of the coast. It is situated on the seashore, and further up on a mountain is another fort that dominates the one below. Okay, the village at the foot of the two forts resembles a small city. Alright, the streets are well laid out, and there are workers of all professions. Okay, see, so before you know, Esau even came to west coast of Africa, okay, Jake was heavily established. Alright, as you can see from their comments, so-called Negroes, so-called so-called West Indians, and so-called Haitians, you were well established on the west coast of Africa. Alright, the houses are very pretty. Robert Harm's translation. For Durand's comment on this drawing and its historical context, see Robert Harm's The Diligent, a voyage through the world of the slave trade. Alright, so before Esau even came, man, Jake was doing good. Alright, so as you can see, those are beautiful, massive cities, towns. Okay, but after Esau, but you know, I'm gonna hit the scriptures, but you know, after Esau came and took down Jake, then you know, you see Jake in the condition they are today.